Hello YouTube, this is an update to my 28-gallon nano cube LED. Very healthy tank right now, guys. Very healthy. A few additions. I added this star polyp right here, which is doing very well. And I added these green mushrooms. You can see right there. And I'll come around this side right here. You can get a little bit better of a look. And you can see right there. So everything is doing real well. The cleanup crew, everybody's doing fine. Turbo Snell, Nacerius Snell, let's see, hermit crabs. Let's see if we can find them real quick. There's a purple one right there. He's got the purple coraline on his shell hanging out. Emerald crab is, well, doing what an emerald crab does. They like to kind of hide out in the rock and come out at night. I haven't had any more issues with my emerald crab attacking my Nacerius snells. It was kind of what I suspected. There just at the time probably wasn't enough food going on in the tank as far as the diatoms were considered whenever I had the bloom of the algae. But he seems to be doing real fine right now. Everything seems to be going really well. A few things that I want to go over with you this time. The next update, you will see my first fish in here. I mean, look at how clear the water is, guys. The glass is real clean. I don't even clean the glass that much. The cleanup crew does a really good job. It's a really healthy tank right now. I've got, and you'll have to forgive me, this is a beginner's faux pas right here, but you will see when you start your tank, there will be these teeny tiny little invertebrates running around. They almost look like little bitty shrimp. They actually have a terminology for them. I know it. I'm at a loss right now as to what it is. Again, there'll be people out there watching this video going, idiot, it's this. So my first fish in this tank, and wait for it, blue hippo tang. Okay, hold up. Yes, I know that a tang has no business in this cube if the tang is bigger. I'm getting a tang that's going to be 1 inch long. And a 1 inch tang, guys, in this type of tank right here, which is again a 28-gallon, you're good to go with that for about 2 to 3 years, just depending on the growth rate of the tang. With that being said, let's go over that real quick. Just know your tank, and these cubes are great to get into as long as you don't overcomplicate the cube. You can have a great looking tank without shoving it full of live rock or sticking too much coral in there. I mean, it's, again, this is all my opinion. I'm a minimalist. Look, guys, no skimmers, no crazy things going on in the back. I'm probably going to drop some live rock in my refugium, and that's honestly going to be it. I did my first water change last week, and there is a little bit of conflicting information out there. Some people say do a water change once a week. Some say you can get by with every 2 weeks. I think it all really is dependent upon your live load. Especially when I get a fish in there and I start getting the waste products from the fish and my levels start climbing, then I'll probably have to start doing water changes more often. As far as like maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. My live load, guys, as far as my fish are concerned, I'm only going to have 3 fish in this tank. I'm going to have the blue hippo tang, then I'm going to get me one of them probably high dollar clownfish species, and then I'm probably going to get me a dragonette, which is going to be a bottom feeder, and that is going to be a tank raised dragonette. There are wild dragonette copepods. There you go, bingo, copepods. That is the teeny tiny little invertebrates that you'll see crawling all over the place in your tank. You'll think you're infested with something, but no, that's actually very healthy for your tank. Now, if you get a wild dragonette, mandarins, there's different species. I mean, they kind of all fall along the same lines. Blennies, I believe, is another terminology for the different type. Those are the guys that are along the bottom. They feed on those things if they're wild. And if you get a wild one, which they are cheaper, then you're going to have to feed these guys copepods. So you're going to have to keep your copepod population up. That's a little bit difficult. That's kind of a pain in the ass to keep up with. Excuse me. Sorry for saying that. However, if you get the tank raised ones, then they will eat your copepods, but they they'll probably consider them more of a snack. Because if you get a tank raised one, then they are going to eat the food that you provide them, as opposed to nibbling on your copepods, which honestly you don't want them bad boys ate up out of your tank anyways. My sand, remember the discoloration that happened on that? Virtually gone. I did stir the sand bed just a little bit, just a little bit on the top when I did my water change. Everything here, guys, this is going spectacular. Very excited to get that hippo tang in here. I promise I will not keep him in my tank past probably 2, maybe 3 years, just dependent upon his size. Then I'll sell that bad boy back to the fish store, and I'll give me another one. So that's basically it right now, guys. I'm probably missing out on a couple of things. Everything else is going real good. I love that star polyp right there, man. That, guys, that stuff, you probably, it doesn't give it justice here on this iPhone, and nor does the color of that green mushroom right there, but everything here is popping. I'm starting to get, it's like I said, the purple coralline algae is starting to pop up in places. It's just a really healthy tank. And you know, that honestly, this thing is pretty simplistic if you keep it simplistic. You know, obviously, the more stuff you add in this tank, the more trouble you could have with this tank. Because the bad news is, on these tanks right here, is they are so small that if you overload this thing, you put the wrong kind of fish in there, or you don't really kind of keep on top of it, when these things crash, they crash very quickly. That is the downfall of having a cube, is that when things go bad very quickly. So just keep on top of your water, guys. Buy your own tester like I showed in my previous video. It's fun anyways, honestly. Here's the best part right here, guys. When you come up to this bad boy right here, and for those that have been to the ocean and that are not lucky enough like myself to be living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to experience the ocean all the time, which, by the way, I was raised a good chunk of my life in California, right on the coast, right down near San Diego. So yes, I did experience the ocean on a regular basis at one point in time in my life. But the whole point is this, guys. When you pop this bad boy open, literally, when your tank's doing good and everything's going well, you can, I mean, it brings back. It's because it smells like the ocean. Because when you do this right and everything's going good in this tank, then, man, it's awesome. I'm having a really good time with this. I do have one concern, though, and that is my stupid window up here. This time of year, right up there, the sun is kind of creeping down. See, you can see the color starting to pop right in there. Yeah, that's because sunlight's coming through here. See where the sun's kind of actually hitting my, yeah, there you go, right there, there's sunlight. So I do have a little bit of concern about that. I may have to move this cube because I really don't want it in any kind of sunlight. I don't want to like promote growth of algae in there to the extreme of where it'll be a problem. So anyways, guys, keep on watching. It's not like I've got a million views. Those who are viewing this process, I'm hoping that I'm answering a very basic level, little cubist, hobbyist. I like to call us cubist. And this is a little session of cubeology. So thanks, guys, and I'll get back to you later with the update on the blue hippo tang, probably next week.